All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to Amazon 1 TRS. We got to race Amazon 2 at some point, just to remind people that it exists and see what the other layout is. I think Amazon 1's definitely the better track. Solid would probably agree too, but I got to find it, see if it's still available. It's just funny, Amazon 1, and we like never race Amazon 2. We got to work it in there at some point. But yes, Amazon 1, starting gate over here. And obviously this is a track that we've raced a lot in the past few years with returning TRS racing, and for good reason. I mean, this is quickly becoming like the TRS classic, I would say. Very cool track, very fun, very flowy, very simple. All the things that, solid collisions, all the things that make us a great TRS track, I would say. And a little bit of cheese mixed in there as well. Some creative sections too. Yeah, there you go. That was like already the lap. That's the track. Nothing too crazy here. But yeah, and of course, very short, you can tell. It is going to be the most laps on the night. It is going to be 30 laps. On the in-game counter, we gave everybody 2 sight laps to get a quick look at the layout. So it's in-game, it's going to end on 32, but we're starting on 2, so it's a 30-lap race. Let's go through the starting lineup. I may need some help here. I'll try my best. Man, it is hard with the different colors, different games. It's hard to keep track of. But going through it here, we got Opix, Roman, Armada. It's already chalked. Right, Slaunch, Elite, and then Real Deal, Soar, Camby, Hunter, Nightmare, and then Luke, Detail, and Soul. Slaunch is white. I gotta try to remember that. Okay, this is so weird. All right, so Sticky Debt is down. Again, it's gonna be 30 laps. Just waiting on the explosion here. As soon as it goes off, everybody's going to slam the gas. We're going to go green. The closing race of the night, overall decider here at Amazon 1. Who's going to take it? Hard to tell. Green flag. It's got to be between, I'd say, Luke, Detail, and Soul at this point would be the 3 front runners. Roman lost a little bit of points. Oh, big pileups already. Roman lost a few points at Slap Chop. He was having a good night, but yeah, it's probably between those 3, I would say. Oh! Massive sends in there. Wow. One driver almost going off the map into the lift. Somebody respawning. What is... Hello? Game sound? What? Did somebody die? What was that? That just checked me out a little bit. Who's leading early on? It is Slaunch, I believe. Yeah, Slaunch with the early lead. Okay, he's good so far. Slaunch with the early lead. Trying to recover tonight. Oh, it's the checkpoint. Wow, that checkpoint sound is aggressive. That checkpoint sound is aggressive. Does it, like, play everybody hitting it in... Usually it's just, like, the POV that you're on, but it sounds like it's everybody hitting it. That's so weird. It's not how it works in the other games, but another collision pile up there. Armada, a couple of the yellow drivers, I think maybe a leader Roman. Yeah, it must be different in this game. Weird. Go on board with Soar here. We may have to do some more onboard action in this one. Actually, let's get it over the lead. Let's take a look at what's happening over there quickly. Oh, Detail almost on him there, but Slaunch. Oh, that was close. Let's see, we're going to go on board with Slaunch. We're going to do some more onboard action. I'm not going to entirely do it, but some more onboard action in this last race. Slaunch off to a pretty good start on Amazon 1. May have even won this race. I'm going to be honest, I can't remember who won this in TRS Season 6. I would need a fact check on that. Collects Real Deal right there. Still Detail, and I think Soul. Top 3. So yeah, Soul is just... He's running around the podium like the entire night. I think he's a little bit behind Detail and Luke on the overall battle, but he's there. He's had a very good night so far. Definitely in the conversation. Oh, there it is. Slaunch is down. Oh, no. Look at the recovery, too. Oh, you hate to see it. On top of the collision, it's such a brutal recovery. So let's give Soul some love since he has been cooking tonight. That moves Detail to the lead, Soul to second now, and then behind us, Luke, Soar, and Opix. Oh, Soul gets collected there. Not too bad, though. Not too bad. He is going to recover. Oh, what is this? Gotta watch this. 3 wide. Here they go. Little bit of contact for Luke. Nothing too bad there, but a slight collision that we went... What is going on this corner exit? What is up with this massive pack at the moment? Just a clump of drivers. Let's go get back to that. Here they are. They're still going at it. I can see a lead Armada. One of the white drivers. I think Roman in that mix as well. Is it Roman in this game? Yeah, it is Roman in this game. Oh! Big clean out. That was Detail, and that is going to move Luke to the lead. And that could be huge for the overall. Let's go on board with Detail now. Yeah, still Soul in that 3rd place position, although he does have a gap behind. But the leader tends to have a strong tendency of getting cleaned out, so it's Luke's turn now. We'll see when it happens, because, you know, that's kind of how it is on Amazon. It's kind of a when, not if type thing until you get to, like, the last few laps, and then even then... Oh, wow. Oh, no, that's going to slow down Detail a bit there, too. But yeah, it tends to be a when, not if type deal as far as the leader getting cleaned out in the collision on here. Until you get to those last few laps, and then even then... Sometimes it happens in the clutch moments late in the race as well. There's just not much you can do to control it. It's a very brutal collision. This track may only have... Oh, my God. The impact... Okay, the impact on those is crazy. This track may only have 1 collision, but it is a very tough collision. It's very tight, as you can see, both ways. Really hard to make any type of avoidance in that collision. If it's going to happen, it pretty much happens. Like, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. In this one, which is why the collisions consistently happen throughout the field, throughout the race, and why you never seem to be able to completely get away from them on this track. What is this pack? I think Luke's still got it. I think Detail's still second. I believe Nightmare going a lap down. I think it's Real Deal up to 3rd. He's making a charge. He's not too far behind. Oh, but there's an interesting situation ahead for Luke. Here we go. Lots of lap traffic. See how he navigates this, because this could be huge. We're about that halfway point of the race. A little bit of side contact. Recovers it. Did not commit to the outside. Maybe should have. And there's Detail for the lead. And Real Deal's right behind. This is the top 3 right here. Not talking Margot Robbie, Wolf of Wall Street. Here goes Real Deal to the inside. Oh, what is this pile up? Armada playing a role. He gets cleaned out. Luke back to the lead. Detail on the outside now. Oh, but a nice run. Makes it to the inside. This is, again, the lead battle. And probably the overall battle as well. Always spicy at Amazon. Like I said, never disappoints on here. Oh, close. A slight contact, but nothing too bad. But now, Soar in front of Luke and Real Deal right behind. Let's go on board with him. Give him some love. It was a rough start to the night for Real Deal, but I think he had a pretty decent performance on Slap Chop. I believe he got like a top 5 there. And looking very strong. This is easily the best that he's looked. That crazy swerve with the left trigger from Luke there in front of him. You can do those strats. It is hard to work, but it is something that you can go for. And on Halo 4 especially, it seems to help a lot. Almost 10 laps to go, and the top 3 is super bunched. Real Deal really getting a nice rhythm. And he's got Hunter in front of Luke. There's the collision. Opposite Luke go down. Luke's going to be out of the top 2 battle for now. We'll see if he can come back into it, but right now it's going to be Detail and Real Deal. That collision was massive. But Real Deal does have Hunter to deal with. Can he get by him quickly? That can be very difficult at times. But this is a good look for him here. He's not going to get the momentum that he needs. Down those whoops. Soul going down there. I think Soul's running well, too. I think he's still running top 5, potentially. Trying to close out his really solid night. But Detail's got Elite in front of him. How is he going to deal with Elite? That might be the question here. A little bit of a conk there for Real Deal. Armada with some big contact on him. No. And now Luke's right behind. So Luke and Real Deal back at it again. Second place battle. Detail gets by Elite. Crossover action. Good battling between them. We're trying to keep an eye on Detail in front as well, because if he ever gets collected, that could open up the race for both of these guys. Trying to watch the battle and the lead at the same time. Especially because this race is going by so fast. This Amazon race is just blazing by. Oh, I think Opix got him. I think Opix got him. There it is. And if you won't cheese me, Halo 4... Okay, good. Let's take a look at it, see what happened here, because this could spice things up. Here it is, Opix in Detail. Oh. And it's a pretty big one. And there's the recovery. And, oh, the contact was rough for Luke, though. He's going to have to get it turned around the right way. That's going to slow him down. It was his opportunity. Now it's Real Deal's. So back on board with Real Deal again. He's hooking up this outside to inside line. He's looking very strong with it. Seems to have a good rhythm with it. Slaunch. There it is. Slaunch collects Detail. It's not too bad, but it's bad enough. Oh, and Hunter gets him afterwards as well. Luke's potentially up there for second now. That just drastically mixed things up. Real Deal takes the lead. Let's go on board, see if Detail can fight back. I mean, this puts things in an interesting situation now because if somebody else wins this race, that's the win bonus point down. And Luke's obviously got 2 of those with the 2 wins of the night. Detail's got 1 of them. That win bonus point could be huge for the overall. So if Real Deal plays spoiler here, that might mix things up. Oh, but Luke goes down behind Elite. And Detail will take the spot. I mean, that's huge for him. But again, that may not be it. I think Detail may have to charge all the way up to Real Deal and take that position too. As long as Luke holds third, I don't know how close fourth is behind. I don't even know who fourth is. I'm checking. We are checking. It's Slaunch or Soul. They're very close to the checkpoint. Why does Detail's Goose sound like an RC car now? What is happening? I'm losing full. What is this game audio bug? This is pissing me off. Did anybody else hear that? I think it's really quiet. There's a freaking RC car on the track. I don't know what's up with that. What is up with that low sound? That is so weird. I've like never heard that before. But anyways, time is closing. And Real Deal may be on for a spoiler victory. This would be huge. And he needs to fight his way. He probably needs those wildcard points to make it to the grand final. This would be a huge victory for him. But he has to make it through the collision zone one more time. Well, actually twice. Here comes the first one right here as we go to the white flag. He's good on the first one. Is he going to be good on the second one? He is. He absolutely is. There he is. He's through. And this should be it as long as he doesn't mess up here. How close? Detail's right there. But I don't think it's going to be enough. Real Deal's going to do it. Real Deal takes the moto at Amazon to close out the night. Detail second. And Luke takes the podium. Who does end up taking fourth? It was so close for the overall, I got caught up in it. It's going to be between Soul. I think it is Soul. It looks like Soul here. Yep. Soul, Camby, there they come. Big pack, like photo finishes right there. Those guys were all finishing. Yeah, they were. Comes the purple squad. Hunter. Oh yeah, Nightmare pulled off earlier, so he's gonna have last place. Oh, Coop didn't have Halo 4 installed apparently, so Coop missed this one. He would have made the entire night, but unfortunately that was a situation, and that was gonna be too long of an install. So, Coop, you're gonna have to get on that because there's definitely a lot of reach early in the season, a lot of H4 coming up. So, Coop, you gotta get on that. Gotta get on that. But unfortunately, that cheesed him for this moto. But yeah, wow, what a moto at Amazon. Literally goes the distance all the way to the end. Real Deal and Detail were not too far off of each other there at the end. I don't know. The track just always delivers. It's just always a good competitive fight for the win here at Amazon. Just always delivers. But yeah, Real Deal, major win from him. I'll cover that a little bit more. Why am I getting bopped out here? What the hell is happening? Major win for him. Cover that more in a moment here. Detail second, Luke third, Soul fourth, and Camby picking up a top 5. I thought Camby was kind of a sleeper pick. getting his top 5 there in the night. I was kind of waiting for that. I thought he had potential in H3. Last time he raced H3, Camby looked very strong at it, but of course only won H3 night in the TRS night. But yeah, so obviously, again, things may change. Well, I'll go through the rest of Amazon here real quick as well, just to double check, make sure I had everything. Actually, that's cheat. We'll just go through the field manually. That's gonna be tough on the second monitor. All right, so let's go through it. So, this will make it easy too. So yeah, Slaunch 6th, Opix 7th, and then yeah, it's Roman 8th, Elite 9th, Hunter 10th, and it is Soar in 11th, Armada 12th, and then of course Nightmare pulled off halfway through the race about. So he's going to take the final spot for this one. And again, Coop, you saw Coop earlier in the night. He missed out on this one. Was unfortunately not prepared for this one, so that's sad. Not going to get a Coop screenshot when he does the camera roll for this night for Amazon either. That's tough. Hopefully he figures that out and gets that prepped, because there's definitely going to be a bit more H4 in the back half. So you gotta get on that. Gotta get on that again, Coop. Come on, I need those screenshots, bro. They're hot. But yeah, so that was the finishing order here. Again, now let's go through the overall order, and again, this stuff may change around. So if I have to do any like major adjustments, I'll try to put those in the VOD if I recall, or of course the docs will be in the description as always, so you can always check that. But the overall lineup, it was a 1-point difference, which is crazy for a TRS night. This happens in the TRS nights a lot though. But for how mixy TRS is, it's crazy that the overall for this was this close. But Luke takes the overall 63 points. Detail coming home in second was 62. Big points hauls for both of them on the night. And then Soul, I got to give a shout out to Soul real quick. We'll go through the first two. So yeah, Luke taking the overall, Detail taking second, and then Soul. Got to give a quick shout out to Soul. This was a strong performance. He was a little bit off the lead, but he was well clear of anybody else. 54 points, third place overall. In the top 5 every race, right? As far as we can tell, yeah, in the top 5, few podiums. This is a very consistent, solid night out of Soul. And this was one of the biggest points nights on the season. I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. The Woo night as well. The Woo night as well also has a lot of points up for grabs. So this and the Woo night, lots of points, very important weeks on the schedule, and Soul delivered. So he's got to be super happy with his performance here. That is a very strong third place overall. And I think his second, yes, at Hogtona, he got third overall as well. So in a completely different style of racing, yeah, big gains for Soul. And then I got to give a shout out fourth as well. Where is he? He's going to have the different look than what we're used to. Roman taking fourth place overall with 43 points. That's a pretty solid bounce back off of Roman as well. Chalking the last night with the Reach Oval. Rough start to the night, chalks it, comes back here. 43 points, fourth place overall is not too shabby here in the TRS night. Fifth place, well, there you go. I was saying to look out for him. Sleeper pick. Gets fifth in this moto, also gets fifth on the night. Can be fifth place overall, 41 points. That's a good points night. Got to be one of his best, maybe his best in the season so far. Real deal. It was a rough start, so even though he gets this insane finish, unfortunately, it wasn't enough to bring him up to like top 3 overall territories. So yeah, unfortunately, that could not be done for Real Deal. But 38 points, sixth place overall, still really solid. And the moto win is still massive, even though it didn't jump up his overall as much as he probably would have wanted it to. Soar, pretty solid night as well on his rookie season, 7th place, 36 points for him here. Rough finish on Amazon, but some good results throughout the night. Opix, 8th place, 35 points. Really good run early on in the night. And some few epic cheeses in some of the races as well. Definitely fun to watch. He was involved in a lot of the chaos. Slaunch, 9th place, 35. The slap chop race absolutely murdered him. That was the brutal one. Could have been a pretty decent night for Slaunch, but yeah, the slap chop race was just not what he was hoping for. 10th place is going to be Hunter. There we go. Hunter, 33 points. Very good Millport race and pretty solid slap chop race. But yeah, Amazon and Wyndham, just not what he was hoping for. Nightmare pulled off, but he still gets 28 points and 11th place overall. The good few finishes in the middle there. And then 12th goes to Elite with, so it's 28 for Nightmare, 27 for Elite in 12th. Go over to Elite, 27 points for him. Yeah, Elite, I think he's just hoping for it. He's just waiting for that hog return. Definitely taking him a little bit to get on with these goose races. And this is a tough night, too. A lot of the drivers in the field raced these tracks before, raced some of these previously. A lot of these, I believe, were new for Elite, potentially. So that's hard to jump into. 27 points, 12th place. And that's, to be fair to Elite, though, that is still your Hogtona overall winner. And those wildcard points are still very important for him, too. I'm sure that'll shake up a little bit tonight, but he's still holding on to those. 13th place overall, going to go to Armada with 25 points. Pretty strong performance on, I think he felt pretty good on Wyndham, but yeah, Slap Chop, absolutely brutal. Getting thrown out of the track. Amazon, yeah, the night just did not let up at the end here for Armada. And then rounding out the field, I can't show him because he's not here, but yeah, Coop, 13 points, 3 motos in the night. Rounding out the field, unfortunately, he's not here for this race, so just a nice shot of the track there. All right, there you go. So that rounds it all out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, TRS night, like I said, the 2 nights with the most points up for grabs, from what I can recall, are this one and the World of Outlaw night. Those are both 4-moto nights. So, of course, with 4 motos, there's a lot of points up for grabs. And yeah, so there was a lot of potential for that here. And that's how it worked out. There's some big gainers in the field. Like, I think it was pretty solid for Luke, Detail, Soul, Roman, Camby, that top 5. And then Real Deal, Soar, Opix, Slaunch, Hunter, those guys were all just in the mix. They all kind of like evened out, essentially. Even Nightmare, Elite Armada were not that far off of them. So that's kind of how it went in the end, I would say. But that being said, I will mention it one more time here. Congrats to Real Deal on the moto win. And it also gives him another wild card point to add on to that, and that's going to put him in that wild card position currently over Armada. So a huge moto win from Real Deal here. We'll see if he can hold on to it. Again, it's going to evolve throughout the season. There's going to be more wild card points up for grabs. So it doesn't guarantee anything. There's a long ways to go, but it is a very important and impactful win. So I definitely wanted to make sure I mentioned that. You know, it's not just for points or anything, just, well, default points, like, and confidence or anything. Like, this moto win was very important if he wants to try to make it into that grand final in the distance of, like, 2 months or so here. So, yeah, huge win for him there. Hope you guys enjoyed the TRS night. I think it delivered. I think, you know, it was as cheesy as you'd expect. And it was pretty fun returning to TRS here in the middle of the schedule. Next week, we're going to go on to Mount Guerco, and then the week after that, and I should clarify, Hog Guerco. So we're going back to the Hogs next week with our, is it our first? Yes, it is, right? Yeah, our first of, like, the big Hog remake, you know, like, classic H5 main series tracks remade for the Hogs here in the season. That's a big theme throughout the season, and we're getting our first one next week with Hog Guerco. And then rounding out the month of March, the week after that, we've got the H4SX night. So that'll be a pretty big one as well. So that rounds out the month of March. Definitely don't want to miss those. I think both of those will be pretty cheesy in their own ways. Mount Guerco should be pretty fun to race, and H4SX is going to be absolutely cracked to close out the month. All right, GG's. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and see you next week at Hog Guerco.